Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. I've been having tons of internet problems this week. It has been really bad. It's been happening actually since last weekend. Not many of you guys care about that, but it's been annoying, man. It's been annoying. I haven't been able to stream in the quality that I would like, and then the last 2 days I haven't even been able to stream at all. So working on a couple things right now to try to look into it and trying to figure out how to get that better. The good news is, for any of you guys that are watching YouTube, the uploads will continue, as frustrating as it is. And we have some things to talk about tonight because tomorrow is the start of a lot of different things. So if you guys enjoyed the video today, drop a thumbs up. I apologize, guys, on the lack of streams. It's just going to have to be that way due to the current nature of just kind of how the internet is going, right? It's not the best. So a lot to talk about because EA tweeted something out today, and they did discuss that we are going to be getting a lot of stuff tomorrow. We do get a board down in the one rare player pack, but we're going to be getting tomorrow Winter Refresh. They've already given us 3 of the Prime Icon Moments cards they're going to come out, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. That's my 3rd Ramsey this year in a one-player pack. He's just way too common. So at the moment, guys, here's how we look, and we were down pretty big this morning. We didn't have a lot of coins, and that's because I invested in a lot of cards today. I have sold a good amount of cards today. Actually, a very big amount of cards today. I've sold a lot. And then I kind of reinvested, boys. I went back in. As well today, guys. And I went ahead and I picked up a ton, guys. A ton of Frankie de Jongs. I bought a lot of these de Jongs, guys, today. And I always talk to you guys, my viewers, about this. That it's very easy to make coins when there's like marquee matchups and things like this going on, right? Because you have this scenario where these cards are getting thrown onto the market. As I've also re-downloaded my whole recording software today. So it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff going around in this setup. But I picked up basically 25 of these guys at 150 this afternoon, and I did that because I saw him rebound back to 170, and you guys can see here he is rebounding just like I predicted. He is rebounding just up again. He's about 160 to 161 to 165, so he's rebounding nicely, and that's why I bought him. So I bought a bunch of him, and that you guys can see those on my transfer list. That he was a big purchase for me. And then other than that, we got a couple man of the match purchases. I think Deli's up a good amount. I think he's up around like 75 at the moment, which is pretty nice. We like to see that. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take our money on Deli, and then we're gonna continue to just kind of lazy sell this Frankie de Jong. I'm in no rush with these cards. The only motivation with Frankie is that I do need to make sure that I get out of him by lightning rounds tomorrow, because it's very important, guys, that you don't want to get stuck with some of these cards. Lightning rounds can definitely impact the cards prices. Although, with a guy like Frankie, you could argue there are a lot of people waiting to buy. So, look, transfer list is full of this stuff and a couple other cards, but that's about it. Today, guys, EA gave us some really interesting information that I thought we could go over tonight, because I do think it is pretty relevant in the grand scheme of things. So, they had tweeted out, basically, guys, that winter upgrades, these are the winter refreshes. So, you guys can see here, and I think a couple things to point out real quick. That's a Politano upgrade because he's transferred to Napoli, so he's going to get an upgrade. The storyline players are finally getting upgrades. That's going to be the ones to watch design because that's Florenzi. And then something really interesting to point out is that this year's Moments cards are not going to be limited to +1s because Cruyff is getting a +2, and then Maradona is also getting a +2 to be at 99. So, yeah, I find this unique. This promo, I'm not going to hype it up because it's not going to be accessible to anybody who watches this video, including myself. I can't even buy these cards. I don't have this amount of coins, but I think it's relevant to point out that, +2s are a good sign, whether you're running foot draft. You're not going to play with these cards for the most part. You might use them in draft, but +2s are a good sign. But I thought what was a little bit more interesting was that, EA decided that, they were going to really limit the winter upgrades this year, guys. There's only 50 winter upgrades. They're only going to be doing it off players that are, getting +3s is the way they're going to do it. So, I don't know. I felt like this was really kind of like sellout. And I know a lot of people think that this was EA after investors. I think this is more after EA making sure that people keep spending money on promos, because what you guys got to understand is that the way this is going to work is like, in the past, these cards get upgrades and all that, right? And people are happy because their old card gets upgraded. Now, what's going to happen is that people are going to be really forced to have to buy new promo cards because a lot of these cards are just not going to be good enough. Like, and a prime example of this would have been, like, if Scream Firmino got an upgrade, per se. Right? Let's say Bobby Firmino, guys, got an upgrade. I think it's Roberto Firmino. But let's say that he had gotten a winter upgrade, right? This Scream card would have caused people to not give a damn about the new and upcoming promos. Like, people wouldn't have cared. Is it my internet really this bad? Did it just like really freeze up on me like that? Wow. Okay. Well, as I was saying, guys, yeah, I mean, like a guy like Firmino, like if this card had gotten upgraded, people would be less inclined, in my eyes, to go ahead and spend money, for a new promo. So this guy was on track to having his Scream card updated and getting, like, I think a +2 or a +3 based on his lower card ratings, pushing him over. And something that we also saw today within this whole market situation is Lewandowski, right? Because he was supposed to get a huge upgrade. I think he was supposed to be a 95 after upgrades, a 95 or 96, and then, if Bayern won 4 in a row, add 1 onto that. So he was selling before today at 990K. He was actually 1.1 mil the other week, and now he's down at 800K. So he is really low, and it also pushed down all of his special cards a lot, right? A lot. Now, somebody that did do really well today, based on this upgrade hype, is Timo Werner, man. His cards flew today because people are now expecting an upgrade, but you guys can see, I think the panic selling is coming back down a little bit now. I think people panicked bought before. It's just kind of chilling now around the 600 mark, but you guys can clearly see that people were very excited today, for this Timo Werner. And now he's coming, he's kind of adapting to this price, though. The 86 is up at 200, and the 85 is up at now at 150. So the upgrade hype is in full effect with these guys. So tomorrow, guys, yeah, icon moments, right? There's going to be a little bit of panic on Prime Icons. I already saw a little bit of panic today when it comes to Prime Icons, specifically on Prime Drogba. Guys, Prime Drogba got panic sold like a crazy amount today. I saw him all the way down at 145 earlier today, which was just like such a low for this kind of card. You guys can see that they've also added in his moments card. I think that's going to be for his performance against Bayern Munich. Now he's back up at 155, I think. But yeah, some of these primes are really starting to adjust downwards. This is going to be a little bit of panic sell-off because some people want to get in on the moments cards. There you can see there's the dynamic for Larson. But I'll remind you guys, man, like, I really think that, a lot of these moments cards are going to be extinct for a long time. So if you see any crazy panic tomorrow, and there will be, take a look at some cards, man, because I think that it will be buyable. Now, what's also interesting is that, Cruyff got the +2, which means they've just added these cards in, but they're going to adjust the ratings, which means that there's going to be, I think that EA is going to go all out on the lower tier icons to sell packs. I think they're going to really boost the hell out of those cards to really sell packs tomorrow. That's my take on it, at least, right? So, also, boys, I made a team upgrade, pending that my internet even lets me play Weekend League this weekend. We'll see. I did buy Tomori, and I picked him up at 557. Now, this was due to marquee matchup supply. He got really low, so I picked him up at 557. He's back at 590 now, which is really good. He had a lot of supply earlier. A lot of people are looking at this card, so I said, you know what? Let me buy him, right? I feel like I like the price of him a lot, and I'm going to test him out, man, because I like Team of the Year Van Dijk, and this guy looks solid. I'm wondering if he's going to be, how much better he's going to be than Alberto. He's got a little bit of an aggression boost, strength boost as well. His strength is pretty big, so we'll see, man. I know that Rio's the undisputed guy in the team, so he's not leaving, but I wanted to share that with you guys, man. I picked him up. I thought it was a good look. And yeah, so at the moment, guys, I'm just trying to flip a couple of the current team of the weeks, and we'll take a look at those right now to just talk about it. Mbappe, a lot of these cards, though, man, tomorrow, especially like Doucouré, I think De Jong, Ramos, Mbappe, like these guys, Ben Yedder will be okay through lightning rounds, but some players are going to get hit tomorrow. We're seeing some very big panic on cards like Haaland, man. Haaland's Future Stars card is already down at 2.2 mil. Which is just a huge drop-off, man, considering he was 2.5 the day before rewards. I always tell you guys, man, wait to buy Future Stars or any cards that are impacts until rewards days. It's very important that you guys do that because they just drop, man. They drop on rewards days, and it's just a consistent thing. I bought 2 Hudson-Odoi today during marquee matchups at 350. He's now up at 380. I think a lot of people are trying to invest in these cards, so I would keep that into your consideration as you guys do invest. I think there's a couple of them that'll go up. I mean, I think I like Luis Felipe. I talked about these guys, man. Like, I like the lower budget guys. Like Malin is a guy that I think could do a little bit well tomorrow night. Maybe not the most elite riser, but a guy that could definitely increase a couple K. Tomorrow night into that kind of Friday night weekend league high. Is definitely something that I could see. I think from the looks of it, he might go a little bit lower before he goes up, and that would have to be the opinion of mine across a couple of these guys. But I know you guys are looking to invest in these cards, and I think your window is obviously until tomorrow, tomorrow after 1, right? Tomorrow after 1 is when these cards go out of packs, and that's probably when you're a little too late to get into the party or invest in these guys. So if you're looking to invest in these cards, man, just look to do it before 1 tomorrow. And take a look at ones that you think are really meta, are really good, like link-wise to people. Those are going to be the ones that you're going to see go up the most. I think Icona is going to do well because of the Osimhen link and the Mbappe link. I like him a lot. I think, the only bad thing that I don't like right now is that, he's stuck at 260, but he's got 270s expiring, which means a lot of people are trying to invest in him right now. And, I think he's got a little bit lower to go as we do see these 270s expiring. I think that's something really important to point out, is that usually when you see all these overnights and, all these expiring 270s, this is going to come down a little bit. So I'm being patient with these cards, man. I've definitely wanted to buy a couple of them, but I'm just kind of waiting at this point because it looks like a couple of them are definitely going to get down before they go up. Valverde is somebody that's a little bit more interesting to me because he's had a lot of demand, and right now he's not even selling at 815. So he's really low. He's been getting panic sold for a little while now. He's now at 826, with overnights at 850. So he's definitely losing his demand as the time goes right now. You guys can clearly see, he is all day today. He's just been dropping, man. So I think that's something that I've definitely noticed. And when you see these things, you want to take note of them because it's very important to see the demand of cards, right? Emerson was a guy that rose really quick last week, and this Renan Lodi is a very similar situation. Although I think a lot of people are investing in him, it still looks to be that like 195 is going to be a really good pickup for this card. I will tell you guys about Lodi, and I think right now he's got a couple at 197, so I'm probably going to try to work an undercut or two. I want to get one for my club just as a club stock, but what I did notice with this card and what I wanted to point out to all you guys watching, I played this card 3 times last week in League in the plus 15 ELO region, which is like definitely something relevant, right? To play this kind of card and a really recent player you're looking to invest in. If you're playing a guy a couple times a week in League, these are the types of things you want to take note of, right? Because how do cards rise out of packs, right? They go up. I can't snipe for my life. They go up because I'm all out of sort, guys, because my internet's messed up. I'm actually using a controller right now that's actually a different controller. So I'm all out of sorts right now. Did that 815 sell? No, it did sell. I got a bid. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I think with the future stars are investable. My hope is that tomorrow EA don't really make this a promo that is, strictly a promo that's for big pack openers, man, because I think moments are really unobtainable for everybody. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on this stuff. I did a little bit of Osimhen. It's going to be so hard to do that card. I got another Odegaard win, so I'm only 5 away from getting him. We got 30 days left on that. One last thing, guys, is that once the watch is obviously going to come tomorrow, and is it worth investing in 83s and 84s and all that? I think we should be getting once the watch SBCs tomorrow. I think the only issue is that I don't really think the winter ones the watch was that good. I can't really remember, but I don't think the winter ones the watch was that good because you could invest in 83s and 84s if you really wanted to. Because those would obviously be very investable. 83s and 84s, guys, tomorrow. Whenever that SBC comes, whatever's required is going to go up if it's a good ones to watch set. But I don't even remember the ones to watches. Oh, Hazard, Griezmann, Coutinho. Okay, Ben Yedder. So there's a shot at a couple good cards. One thing that I would definitely point out is that I think the way that this ones to watch promo works is that usually a lot of these cards get resupplied. So I'm not trying to get you guys to panic, but because there's potentially ones to watch SBCs coming up, if you guys are a person that maybe has a ones to watch card in your team, I might dish it off just in case EA does bring an SBC, that could supply your card tradable on the market. That's my worry for some of you guys that maybe own these cards, is that EA can always do that, and you guys know that, they've just messed up the winter upgrade investing. They've got the power to do anything, so I wouldn't put it past EA to do something like that where they would just scam everybody. Completely, they would scam everybody and just kind of pull something like that where, let's say you bought, a Ben Yedder once the watch like this week, right? And you wanted to pick him up for your team, and then EA come ahead and they're like, nah, you know what? Like, we'll mess around with that card, right? Because then they'll drop the tradable supply, and then it will cause Ben Yedder to drop. So don't put that past EA to do something like that because they are evil, and I could see something like that. So just keep that in mind as well, guys, if you're a person that is having a ones to watch card. And I think that brings me to my final point. Ben Yedder's Player of the Month SBC looks like some pretty decent value because, on the market, he's still 700K. Now, this is before tomorrow, obviously, but yeah, this SBC is 575K, so 540K before untradeable. So maybe you guys take a look at Ben Yedder, if you're interested and you were thinking about it because, he's still one better than the market, and it's actually like 200K cheaper. So if you guys can craft it, or do something like that. Maybe look into that. Guys, thank you for watching my upload tonight, man. I'm going to work on my internet. Worst comes to worst, tomorrow we might not have a stream, and we may just have uploads, and we're going to have to deal with that, right? Something that we just got to adapt. We got to take it by day and see how that goes. Thank you guys for watching the videos tonight. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for hopefully a fun day of FIFA. Bye-bye.